Well, that was our intro. And for all you people that complain that I have an obnoxiously long intro, oh, it's usually wait and see. I'm in the process of making one that's 4 times the length, and you're going to love it. You're going to love it. We're going to just play a 5-minute intro every time. And maybe I'll omit names instead of adding names for all you people that are bitching and complaining about me not having your name in my intro. Maybe there's a reason why. Or maybe it just didn't fit. Either way, doesn't matter. It's my show, my intro, and I could put whatever I wanted to it. So we're going to make it longer and longer and longer every single time.
What's up? I'm Sticky Goose, aka Daniel NRL, and I'm happy to be on the show, man. I'm a first time person here, but I want to kind of piggyback on him, man. The comic book community, holy shit! I mean, you guys are awesome. Like, I mean, I can just jump in here. I've never talked to you guys, met you guys, and I just feel like I'm just home. I'm like, we're among friends.
And for what I actually watch on YouTube, it's crazy. So it probably is Sticky Goose Comics.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, the videos I'm trying to make are trying to be entertaining, get a rise out of somebody, and make somebody want to watch. I mean, my biggest fear is being boring. Like, you can hate me, you can love me, but I just don't want to be like irrelevant, basically.
No. You're definitely not irrelevant, so don't worry about that. You haven't got an issue.
And this might get clipped, but I think Sticky Goose really saved my channel, man.
Jim Mint would later then go on to Comic Journey's amazing podcast. Comic Journey, the sympathizer that he is to Sticky Goose's front, then reveals that they too are fans of Sticky Goose. After all of this transpires, we then see the anchor being take hold. The anchor being is MJ Comix, James from MJ Comix. This individual unknowingly saved the comic book YouTube timeline. I truly believe this comic book YouTube thing it's more about personalities than it is comic books. I know a lot of people will not like that, but I like MJ Comix because he's MJ Comix. He's James.
Yeah.
I don't care about MJ Comix collection. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thought we'd be EFAP a Sticky Goose live stream. I thought it'd be more entertaining than this. This fucking sucks. You guys, all these dudes are doing is sucking each other's dicks, man. Like, they think they're like the Trinity or something. It's kind of funny, you know?
All hail Mother Goose. I think we could all acknowledge that Mother Goose is
the
awesome. Best thing of the Sticky Goose Comics channel. I mean, come on.
Yeah. If anyone's to win that comic book community award, it's Mother Goose.
Yeah.
Well, guys, let's slow down.
Come on.
That's for me. That's my award. Funniest YouTuber. Most humble.
Sticky Goose is about to be everything that he once hated.
The most comedic content creator goes to a man who's been showing a lot of love tonight, Sticky Goose.
The goose is loose.
So I have some questions here. I watched your stream on MJ Comix last night, which was excellent. Shout out MJ. He made our little intro, and he's a friend of mine.
I appreciate you shouting you out so we can like mention this video that was coming. It was kind of like all last minute, but it was cool. He was a gentleman.
Yeah, he's one of the best interviewers in the game, in my opinion. So I'm going to try to match him or at least get there. So the Eastern Standard Time.
We need to tell MJ
it's going to be
put you in there.
CJ verse, huh?
We need to tell MJ to update the.
I've got beef with MJ Comix.
Hey, why don't you do MJ versus CJ versus Sticky?
No.
Welcome officially all to the show, and let's all welcome our guest, Sticky.
Hi everybody, welcome to MJ Comix. I'm your host.
Wait a minute, I didn't say that.
Whose show is this?
I didn't fucking say that.
I thought.
Yeah, am I allowed to curse on this channel?
Yeah, of course.
I'm just making sure if that's the case. It's PM.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you guys both coming on. CJ, we're kind of double teaming this interview today with the notorious Sticky Goose. So Sticky, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Well, Sticker Goose. I don't know if anyone's noticed how how you're looking tonight.
Oh, look at him! He's flexing his pecs.
He's
Look at this
flexing.
right here.
Yeah, look at him flexing his pecs. Let's look at that back. You have hair on your back?
He's moving them. He's moving them.
You like that?
I appreciate you both coming on. I know, Sticky, you said last week that you were happy to come on live and do something with me and CJ, so I appreciate it. Tonight, I want to obviously talk about things and have a good stream, and I hope people in the chat enjoy the content that we're putting out, and I hope that everyone can be respectful. And I'm really looking forward to this evening. And CJ, if you want to say anything, buddy, or
First of all, I want to tell the chat to say thank you to you right now for giving them such a treat of putting me on your channel. Okay?
Of course,
because that's that's the most important thing that's happening right now. Second of all, I want to see what's on Sticky Goose's back right now. Does he have hair on his back? Does he have a lot of zits on his back? What's going on with the back? I know he's got some hair. He's got that Razor Ramon thing going on in the front, but does he have any hair on the back? That's the question.
I'm clean. Genetically, I'm like awesome, except for my hairline. Like, dude, if I had hair, I'd be like a solid 9, bro.
that they do say, don't they, that if you have like a really hairy chest, it increases your chances of being bald.
Well, I got high levels of testosterone, and
that'll do it. That will do it.
That's what led to the follicular difficulties.
So obviously, you can tell that I don't have high levels.
Got a lot of estrogen. That's okay.
I got a lot of hair everywhere. I don't know.
We will do a quick hello to everyone in the chat before the interview commences.
One hello.
So just Danny P, thank you very much for joining us, buddy. Really appreciate it. We have Comic Addicts. Really appreciate you joining us tonight. We have my beautiful wife, Gemma Mack. Thank you very much for joining us. We have Mike Cecilia in the house. Really appreciate you, buddy. Thank you very much. We have Darth Lopez. Respect for you, MJ. I'll keep it clean. Thank you very much.
You didn't read that last part.
I didn't want to read it, but yeah.
But if you
respect, please, if you can. We have Jason Parker Comics. Jason, thank you very much for joining us, buddy. Really appreciate it, bud. We have Whack Comics. I'm guessing that's Lee. It's not Tyler.
Yeah, it's
Lee. Thank you very much for joining us, buddy. I've got Amanda watching with me, so everyone on their best behavior. Amanda Parker, yes, definitely. We have
his wife.
We have Fuzzy in the house. Afternoon.
Hopefully not a girlfriend.
Thank you very much for joining us, Fuzzy. We have JSS Brooklyn. Really appreciate it. We have, let's see if there's anybody else in the house. Everyone's just saying hello to each other, as they do. We have Haroon Khan. Thank you very much for joining us, Haroon Khan. Finger Red #1. Guessing that doesn't show properly on Restream. What do you guys think of this Restream app? Does it seem any different?
I'll let you know after the end of the stream how I feel about it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, buddy.
I'm sitting and looking at it. It looks nice. I like the colors that it has. It has all these rainbow colors going on.
Sticky Goose. How long is it? Did you like the intro? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like recounting. Like, I felt like my whole life. Like, that's something you play at like a eulogy or a wake or something.
Yeah. No, I thought I like to make things emotional, so I thought it would.
You didn't get him to cry though.
No, we won't know. He's wearing bloody glasses, mate. I can't see.
I'm crying, bro.
There'd be diamonds coming out of those eyes if he's crying. Tell you that.
Ray Charles and his.
Darn right, MJ, great at chatting up. Kenneth, thank you very much for joining us, Kenneth. Really appreciate it, buddy. Actual Dracula, thank you very much for joining us. If I miss anybody out, I apologize because this list is non-stop going.
He's an actual comedy channel.
I am so happy that you're
actual
doing
Draculas.
We have Brother John's Comics. Really appreciate you joining us. What's up? We have the 75th Hustle. Sorry, is that 757 Hustle? Really appreciate it. Pino Crespo, thank you very much for joining us. We have Mighty Comics and Collectibles. Thank you, good sir, for joining us. At least put on some nipple hat tassels. Are you have you got Vaseline on those nipples for the wind or
I wear band-aids.
band-aids? We have Mastodon Comics as well. Thank you very much for joining us. We've got 42 people watching. Really appreciate it, everybody.
I'm so happy you're doing this.
Canadian Survivalist, thank you very much. Comics of Bueller, Travis, really appreciate you. Sticky doing his best Bueller outdoors impression. Brilliant. And we got Sammy Jane. Thank you very much, Sammy, for joining us. So, Sticky Goose. What I wanted to first ask you and kind of get like an introduction to what's exactly going on with your channel at the moment. I know that you've removed comics from your channel name.
Correct.
So how come you have dropped the comics from your channel name, and how are you, sir?
I'm okay. Yeah, I dropped the comics because I feel like Sticky Goose is no longer about comics.
Yeah.
I tried. I made comic videos per recommendation of my community, per recommendation of my faithful followers, and it was greeted with just complete indifference. So I then proceeded to make additional drama channels, and we're back, and we're winning awards.
Don't you see, do you see the irony of you winning a comic book community award when you're not making comic book content?
Yeah,
there's a little bit of irony in there.
It's pretty ironic. Yeah.
Do you also think you're funny?
What's that?
Do you think you're funny?
I want to be.
Do you consider yourself a comedic channel?
Well, you do have some comedy parody videos, to be fair.
So I think what the problem is I think people don't know where to put me. And I think they just put me in that because I think comedy and honesty are kind of like go hand in hand a lot of times.
Yeah.
Sorry to step on your feet on this, MJ, but I have a little bit of an axe to grind with him on this comedy award. So I'm jumping ahead of the gun on this.
You are. You definitely. That's like question 4. What are you doing, man?
But I have I'm just saying I have an axe to grind. I'm asking him questions. I'll ask more later. I'm just saying.
Just to make everybody in the chat aware, I'm good cop and CJ is bad cop.
I'm the best cop.
You the best cop. But yeah. So I will be doing the straight lace questions, and CJ will be coming in with whatever he feels he needs to. But yeah, so yeah. So what did you want to say, CJ? Sorry.
I'll say the rest later. We'll talk about this whole comedy, malarkey. Yeah, I used malarkey. I'm bringing that back. We're going to talk about that later.
Okay, that's fine. So in terms of then you removing comics from your channel, Sticky, are you aiming for a different angle here? Because in that intro video, I alluded to one of the videos alluded to you talking about people don't tune in to see your comics.
Correct.
They tune in for the personality. And are you full on, embracing that and reaching into the Sticky Goose persona? Or
yeah, Sticky Goose started out as Sticky Goose Gaming and Collectibles. And then I found comic books and I was like, let's run with this. And then dude, like in the very beginning, like the comic book people in YouTube, they were embracing you with open arms. They were coming in your comments saying, hey man, that's awesome. I'll check out my channel. It was classic sub for sub, like hashtag grow together. Like that was what they were doing. And then I made it Sticky Goose Comics, which I got more subscribers when I did that. But honestly, comics are now just something that I do personally and just enjoy because I'm not going to let people take that away from me. Yeah. Because to be honest with you, I've had it's made me kind of hate comics in a way. Like some of the people, some of their opinions, the slabs and the CGC and the omnibus hate and yada, yada, yada. It's like, you're not going to take something away from me that I love. So what I'm going to give you is the drama and the bullshit, which is what they want. And then that's what I'm going to do until it runs dry, which it's what's happening. My views are crashing. And it's because the veil has been lifted. The Comic Tom stream exposed everything. Like on the biggest stage, I laid an egg. The tough guy persona, it all came crashing down when that son of a bitch just wouldn't shut up and let me talk. So it was, it is what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
Do you feel that you renouncing the sticker people, yet you have the name Sticky Goose in your title, rub people the wrong way?
What?
Yeah, you heard what I said. You
No,
renounce sticker people, but yet you name your channel Sticky Goose. You don't
Sticky
see the
Goose
irony
was
there.
something that was created years ago. The sticker people is something that I made up.
The sticker people have been around. They've been hovering for a
No,
very,
but
very
They've
long
never
time.
been named the sticker people.
Well, I know that. That's what I'm saying. You call them the sticker people. You renounce them. You don't want to have anything to do with them, but yet your name is Sticky Goose. There's a little bit of irony in that.
Oh yeah, but the inception of his channel was long before he even knew that people handing out stickers and stuff. I'm guessing.
Yeah,
I'm familiar. I'm
Sticky Goose was. I've had that gamer tag since I was like 14 years old.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. So in terms of Comic Tom, then, you mentioned on your live stream the other night, you mentioned that you have approached Tom to do a round 2. Is that?
Yeah, I messaged him. This was like the week of him going to New York Comic Con. I think he had taken like a vacation or something. I said, hey, man, you want to come back on? No bullshit, no ambush. Let's just talk. And he said 100%. But I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen. I mean,
listen, I want to be straight with you. Did you purposely drop your internet that day?
No.
Was that all premeditated?
Absolutely not, dude. There was storms, there were issues. Honestly, I was scared that I wasn't even going to be able to go live that night because the power had been out like earlier that day, and that can all be. I mean, dude, why would I want to cut the internet out? That was the most humiliating part of the whole freaking thing.
The
Yeah,
thing
but
is,
you're also a guy. You're also a guy that is a little self-deprecating sometimes, and you could also, you know, how to make a joke out of things. So
100%.
I questioned it when I saw that for the first time, and I said, "Is he fucking with us, or is this like
No.
legitimate? Did he really drop the internet? Did he talk to Tom before this and say, all right, run roughshod? I'm gonna pretend I'm gonna be knocked off." That's the vibe I got when I saw it. I thought it was all premeditated.
No, Tom and I talked for 30 minutes beforehand, mostly him talking for 25 minutes about all the things we couldn't talk about. And then he kind of got an idea, like kind of got the vibe that, you know, I was going to be sort of antagonistic. And then, then it played out like it did.
so that's been over like a month now. Do you feel like you've learned anything from it, or like an experience that do you have like any regrets or anything like that?
I regret doing it. I regret doing any community interaction at all. Like,
you were just happy like in your own.
Yes. Before I did all these live streams and going on other people's shit, like I could be in a totally different place right now if it wasn't for this.
So in terms of that, then, how come you wanted to come on this evening? If you feel
because
like
you
that?
asked me. I mean, honestly, I didn't really want to do it. But I mean, you asked me and I did it. I mean, honestly, I don't particularly enjoy it as much as I used to. I'm addicted to it.
To be fair, I think anybody probably after that experience might, have like a a feeling of not wanting to go live again. And to be honest, I was surprised when you started doing those little lives that you did.
Yeah, it was kind of stupid. Like it was just like I was like, let me give this a shot. It failed. It was kind of embarrassing.
I wasn't saying it was stupid in terms of what you were doing, but I mean, like, I thought you might have like not post traumatic distress, or like you might have anxiety over doing it, or
I get anxiety over going live regardless of what happened. And then you have 350 people watching a live stream and they're all saying fuck you, and then your live stream gets taken over by a fast talking grifter. It'd piss you off a little bit for sure.
But here's the thing: why did it piss you off so much, and why do you have regrets about this? I honestly look at this from a very different perspective. First of all, getting fuck yous from people is a badge of honor. I get them all the time, so run with it. You know what I'm saying? That means they care enough to tell you fuck you. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, when this happened and like all your haters came out and they freaking attacked you, right? You realize that a lot of those haters that came out and attacked you were Comic Tom haters. Don't you see? There's a little bit something odd about that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like when I had you on my channel for the first time, this was before your fiascos with the roast and all that stuff. There were a lot of haters at that point. I had a lot of people that told me they'll never watch. I hate that guy. I'm like, okay. When I had Comic Tom on, the same freaking thing happened. I'll never watch. I hate that guy. I'm unsubbing you. Okay, no problem. So I don't understand like why people rally around somebody like the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of a thing. And it's a very odd dynamic, not very community like, but very odd dynamic. I'm not saying that people shouldn't react in a way, one way or the other. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? If they want to hate you, hate you. I'm a proponent. If they're going to hate you, run with it and be the villain. I don't know. That's the way I look at it. But I don't see any reason why you should have any regrets with that stream, because it basically exposed exactly how people are, the hypocrisy.
And it was what you build it out to be, like, Sticky Goose versus Comic Tom. And have we seen a live stream at 14,000 views over the past few years do that?
Nope.
No, I mean, it was very successful and it definitely lived up to the billing, and CJ's right. I mean, it shows the hypocrisy, but people just want blood. I mean, they wanted somebody to win, somebody to lose, and they chose their champion. And it's just, it's one of those things. It's like you want to bet on the winning team, and he's slick. I mean, he's slick on the mic. He's a good shit talker. He's defended himself for years. I mean, for what he's doing, he has to justify his actions all the time. I mean, it's something criminal, like similar to like a criminal, where when you get to be like a drug dealer, you've justified in your mind a long time ago, like how you got to that point. And as far as like the social experiment that it was, I mean, yeah, the people that talk shit, the people that are negative in these comment sections and live stream chats, I mean, they're just going to be negative, period. And they're just coming to troll. So,
yeah, I think, I mean, we spoke about this privately and stuff, but I think the different, when you are conducting yourself and speaking to somebody, like Tom it's his livelihood, it's his profession, and we've spoken about this, and we've come to the same agreement. Like, right. People when backed up in a corner, if you're attacking their money situation or anything like that, they are gonna, come back at it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, he, and I think in his mind, like, he's rationalized that he is doing good things for the comic book community. Like he is somehow keeping, printed books alive, and to an extent he is, but I think it's really to kind of pad his pockets. I mean,
Yeah, but how different is he than any other salesperson or LCS or a publisher that's promoting their books and that kind of thing? I don't have a problem with what he does, because the one thing that I'll give him absolute credit for from day one, he never lied about it. Well, unlike other content creators that bullshit people and tell them that, hey, I'm not a seller, I'm one of you guys, and then meanwhile they're freaking throwing all these like FOMO things out there in order to really pad their pockets. He's telling you straight out, I sell comics.
Right.
He's this bombastic freaking figure. He I don't know what the best way to describe him, but like, you know, that guy at the circus that goes in and freaks out and gets everybody pumped up, and so that's who he is. And you know what? He owns it. He runs with it. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Sticky, do you feel like the chat in that live? Do you think there were certain points in that live where you lost your audience or your followers, in terms of when you said that collectors and dealers can't be collectors? Do you think that was like a turning point? Because for me, when I was watching it, first 25, 30 minutes, maybe, I thought this is going exactly like how it went with Gem Mint, how it went with, kind of with Swaggle House, but it kind of seemed like you were getting on, you know, you were having a laugh, you're having a bit of banter. But I think when you started asking probably the questions that you thought were more pertinent to maybe how strongly you feel or your audience feel, do you feel that those were turning points?
Yeah, and I mean, I was taking little shots before that as well, and I think he was just kind of rolling with it. The dealer collector thing, you know, it was when you do something like that and you say something absolute, you know, that's a very triggering, polarizing question, and you know, I kind of dug my own grave with that, because you know, the word dealer can be defined as somebody who sells one comic book or somebody that sells at New York Comic Con. Like, I mean, it's a wide ranging thing. And then when I made it such a general statement, which I do in so many of my videos and content, that's why I've gotten so many polarizing reactions, is I say generalities. I put people in types. I put people in groups. And if there's anything people hate, it's that. They don't want to be typed or grouped or
put in a box.
Yes, simplified. And then that just, it triggered people. And then yeah,
because I think for me, I think one of the questions that you really tried to get across that you didn't, I mean, you obviously, I mean, it's for me, I find it difficult trying to keep on top of a chat when I'm having a conversation.
Right.
And that chat from memory, like people were saying, Tom's got one over you, Sticky. Sticky's got a jab in. Like, the comments weren't, you know, like, you know, what's your favorite omnibus? What's your favorite comic? It wasn't anything like that. You know, it was it was completely different. There's 350 people in there. You know.
Well, you think that influenced you, Sticky? The fact 100. That what MJ said, that it got you to be more in attack mode, because you were a pit bull. You attacked on that one. That's what got him on the defensive, and he got all, you know, he did his thing at that point. It was very different from the Swaggle House interview than when you went over to the Comic Tom interview. You were definitely more aggressive in the Comic Tom interview. And do you think it was the actual chat that got you to be more aggressive, or did you have an agenda going in?
Both. And I also don't like Tom.
That's actually clear.
Like I don't particularly like him. And when I saw the chat and I saw how it was going, like MJ said, for the first 20, 30 minutes, I was like, I don't want this. Like I wanted to mess with him, and I got what I wanted. And the chat kind of baited me. I was so distracted. And he had headphones on, and I don't know if you guys have ever worn headphones in a live stream, but like it's different. Like you hear quicker. And I don't know. It was was a mistake to be distracted like the chat. See, like when I'm talking to you guys right now, I'm not. I mean, I'm casually looking at the chat, but I was looking over at that thing all the time.
And it was going at at certain points it was going like 100 miles an hour.
Well, that's why I said it earlier in the stream. I'm like, I'm so happy you're doing the stream and I'm not, because that's one of the things that, as a host of a stream, you got to sit there and keep up with the chat and be able to, keep everything in account that people are saying and make sure that it stays relevant in the stream. And it's tough to do that.
So Sticky, you're basically saying for the first 20 minutes or so, are you kind of admitting that it wasn't going how you wanted it because Tom was coming across as like you were liking the guy, like likability?
I didn't want it to be boring. I didn't want it to be another Swaggle because, to be honest with you, when I was sitting in that stream, it was so boring that I was like turning my brain off. Like I wasn't even listening to him half the time. Like I tried to bait him a couple times, but he was so boring that I honestly, I was bored in my own stream, and I just didn't want that to happen again. And there were people, I even saw like parts of the live chat, they were like, this is snooze fest or I was like, no, not this again.
Well, it was clear he had the walls up against you on that one. That was, you could tell right from the beginning, just from his face gestures, that he had his defenses all up throughout the entire stream. And you didn't have any prior conversations to him prior to that, right?
I had never spoken to him before we went live.
Yeah. So
Swag House, yeah.
You feel which one was more of a success or a failure? Comic Tom interview or the Swaggle House interview?
Oh man. I think they were both failures. I mean,
I disagree.
I think, well, yeah, I don't think the Tom one was, I think it's like either like a turning point or I'm not saying you should be like, feel proud of it, but it like 14,000 views. Was it monetized?
Yeah, I made several $100s from it, which I mean is awesome. But I would give $5,000 for that to not happen.
Yeah,
because my channel is worth more than a few $100s, and well, it was, and like it destroyed my brand. Because basically my brand up until that point was, like people were coming to me with like drama, but it was like, it allowed me to be the good guy in a way where I was like exposing it in a, I can't remember that YouTuber's name, that he like exposes scams or exposes fraud. And like, that was kind of what it was, which allowed me to kind of get into the drama, but it was like, I could be like kind of the hero. But in this, like, when you create your own drama, it's hard to always be the good guy, if ever, because you're stirring the pot. And it took a turn because I'm not that guy anymore. There's no way I can be that guy. And to accept that was very disheartening because I had built that for over a year.
That's what that I found shocking about how you reacted to that. And I'll tell you why. I had you pegged as a guy that would lean in to something like that happening.
You
did, but then you let go real fast after that.
Yeah, it was the thing with the roast was, I had the rat, like I had Durs where I could blame him. He was the scapegoat. See, like all the shit that I talked, it was like I could divert it to the rat and then have everybody rally with me because we were all against the rat, because I turned it into like a censorship thing. And that was what allowed me to pivot from that. See, with the Tom thing, there was no angle. I mean, it was overwhelmingly, it was like 95.5, if that, in favor of Tom. I mean, Tom had people coming up to him at New York Comic Con saying, yeah, good job. You fuck Sticky in the ass, whatever. And I was like, okay, I mean, if it has gotten that big, like it's done like irreparable damage to my street cred if I had any. And the thing with the roast heat was nothing compared to this Tom heat. This was a totally different animal.
Yeah, but you went all in after the roast.
I went all in after the roast, and
But
then
you didn't go all in after this. You started something and then you let go real fast.
Yeah, the strap on when I got kicked out of the comic shops, I ran with that more than anything else because it was like this is my ticket in.
Yeah.
And I milked that, and then you're right, Journey. I mean, CJ, that's the thing. Like, I didn't know what the angle was. Like, I've been pretty savvy to this point to ride the wave, but with the Tom thing, I didn't know the angle. I didn't know what to do.
For me, I feel like you're one of those collectors that came in 2020. You were straight to all the big channels, Comic Tom, Gem Mint. You had money to burn because of stimulus checks and all that.
I never got a stimulus check. I make too much money.
Oh, sorry, buddy. I didn't know. My apologies for that. But I mean, the economy had money to burn. People weren't going on holidays. They weren't seeing loved ones and stuff like that. So it kind of felt like I could leave this stream right now. I could go and watch any random comic book channel, and all they could be doing is just a couple of people in the stream, and they'd be pulling out books and going, I've picked up this, I've got that.
Right.
And I could be like, oh my God, I want that book. And those people in that stream aren't influencers. They're just doing, doing this as a hobby or whatever. But they are influencers because we're all on this platform. It's the world's biggest social media platform. It's got so many eyes on it. And CJ, I don't know if you feel exactly the same. Like, it's happened to you, I guess, where you've watched somebody pull out a book or you talk about something, and you're going, you know what, I'm going to go and search on eBay and get a copy of that. Do you know what I mean?
As long as it's something cool.
Yeah, obviously something cool.
Because I'm wired a little differently when it comes to watching people pull out their crap and regurgitate the same stuff over and over again. I get sick of that. I want you to show me something cool, something interesting, something I haven't seen. Tell me why this is cool.
Yeah.
I hate all of these channels that they look at me. They all do the look at me. They basically show the same shit over and over and over and over and over again. I don't want that stuff. I want the stuff that unique thing, that thing that I need to get. That's how you're gonna FOMO me. Get me to buy something that just doesn't exist.
And it's like I said, that is the very essence of comic book YouTube. People are screaming out, no drama. We don't want drama. We want comic books. But like, in terms of when, you've got someone who's got a much larger profile like Tom, and he is very high energy, and he is very enthusiastic about comics. And that is largely due to the fact that he grew up around comic books. His dad owned a comic shop, but obviously he's got a much bigger platform. So when he's talking like that about comic books, it generates interest, gets people excited, other people excited. And I'm guessing that's what Todd McFarlane was talking about when he was talking. What a moment really then for anybody really. I feel like you were trying to get that across, but you couldn't because you either lost your footing because of the chat, or it was just that whole circumstance, if you know what I mean.
Well, he legitimizes what he says a lot because he has the top 10. He has numbers. He has figures, which, I mean, you could argue that he really doesn't do any of the legwork with that because he kind of just takes it from Key Collector.
Well, he said anyone can do that top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He's reporting. That's basically all he's doing.
Right.
And he does a good job at that, reporting, what's hot.
Yeah, I mean, he's got something repeatable. And I think what he's figured out the secret sauce, which is tying this to money. I know people don't want to hear that, but it's too hard to ignore, where, you know, we love these collectibles, but at the same time you have to pay for them, and people are looking at what's going up, what's going down, and they're interested. These things are tied to money, and he understands that. And
I still think you missed the ball. I still think you missed the ball on that video. That was a golden opportunity, and all pun intended. That was your golden goose as far as being able to run off and start going ballistic with the channel. I think you should have just leaned into it and just embraced it and just ran and never looked back on it. I think.
But what's the content? What's the content? Like,
what's the content?
No, like so okay, you run with that after, but I mean, you have to have a video. Like, what's the video? Like, you have to address the situation that just happened, which I addressed it like multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got accused of like trying to cope, or like coming off as this bitch, or like, you know, I don't. And then the biggest thing was me making fun of the thing, and then people turning on me for not only, I made fun of myself, I made fun of Tom, I made fun of my wife, I made fun of the stream, I made fun of how I spoke, what I said. I did everything. I made fun of all of it. And I thought that was the best possible way. That was genuine. That was true to me. And they didn't see it that way. Nobody interpreted it that way. They saw it as a guy who lost and who's trying to cope with it, or trying to, and dude, that's my most disliked video on my channel.
The parody.
It has, last time I checked, it was 45% like to dislike ratio. So it's like, it has like several hundred dislikes.
I think maybe because I think people were expecting the other video, which was like the open apology.
Yeah.
And I think had you done that, the parody maybe a bit later, that might have done a bit better. I don't know. I
think the key was defiance. I'm a big proponent of the Andy Kaufman school of comedy. And one of the biggest reasons he was so great at what he did is because he was able to take all the toxicity, everything, and run with it every single time. You know, and I kind of put you in the same category to be able to weather those arrows. You're a human being. It got to you. But I thought you would have been able to like really like take it and run with it. Just defiant of it. Because that's what you did in the past.
Yeah. It was too big, man. There was I didn't know what to do. And once that parody failed, I was like, I don't know what to do.
So Joe Daddy says, why is MJ apologizing for Sticky? I am at the core, at my core, I try to see everything from everybody's viewpoint. And I know how incredibly difficult that situation would be for anybody. And I messaged Tom after that live and said, Tom, you handle yourself really well. I hope Sticky is a good guy. I've got to know Sticky, and you will. Well, I basically just said that it's a misunderstanding, and I think that like Sticky isn't a bad guy. In his heart, he's not a bad guy. It's all just really like a, you know, he's trying to chase this thing, and it obviously didn't work out.
My frame of thought is when people. I've had the situation where people got all crazy about me. Listen, with that rat situation that you had, I was the first person to talk about it after you brought up that as far as on a live. And I got a lot of fuck yous at me at that time. Why am I siding with you on that? And so I'm not siding with anybody on that. I don't like rats. I don't stand for anything on that. So when I went on that, I got a ton of shit that got on me. You know what I did? I just doubled down. I'm like, oh yeah, you don't like it? Now I'm going to punish you by making more content and more content and more content. And that's basically my mindset on it. But
well, that's kind of what I did. I mean, I kind of just kept making videos about the Tom situation, and then everybody was like, "Move on, quit talking about it." And I'm like, "It's the biggest fucking thing in comic book YouTube. Everybody's talking about this shit. I mean, how am I not going to bring it up?" That was like the dumbest shit. Like people would make those comments.
See, the one video that you missed from there was a video about people telling you to move on from it and parodying that as well. That was the one video I was expecting.
Well, I do have, I mean, I want to make a video titled like the average Sticky Goose viewer or like the average comic book YouTube viewer, but I think it would just be the end of my channel. I mean, basically I would ridicule like basically everybody that watches.
You know, you've created, right? You realize what you've created through your brand and through your stuff. You created GDS, Goose Derangement Syndrome. That's what you've caused.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's, you know, I've really kind of leaned into Trump and his energy because the reason Trump got so successful was he basically used all the hate, and he used it to like his advantage. Like it's incredible. Like he galvanized like an entire fan base based around all the hate from the other side. And it's a real thing, man. Like, see that the difference, but like Jim Mint, like, man, talk about a guy that is just not that at all. I mean, he is the ultimate just grifter where he's greasing palms, you know, ultimate politician. Like it's just not, I'm not that guy. Like I'm more of like, you're either with me or against me, or like, you know, I love it when you hate me and I'm going to use the hate. But man, when the hate got that bad with the Comic Tom thing, I was like, holy shit.
So what's the story with you and him? Is there any legitimate heat between you and him, or is it just, you know, hearsay?
Jim Mint, in the live chat of the Tom thing, said he was calling for me to show, or for someone to show pornography in the live stream, and he was trying to get my channel canceled when my internet went down. At that time, Jim was a moderator. I thought he was my friend. I thought he was somebody that would like, hey, if somebody's like calling for some shit like that in my chat, hey, maybe mute him. But it was him doing that.
But do you not say,
oh, he was joking?
Yeah.
You know, okay. Maybe.
Yeah, I think he took that too seriously because
he knows
the way Tom was going to do that.
He knows Tom well enough that Tom would not do that, but
it's against his brand. He would never do it. Like if he told me on there while I was alive, you know, there's a little bit of a, you know, I wouldn't do it to somebody to damage their channel. But like if you get me at the wrong spot on a person's channel that I don't like, it's possible I might throw something out there. But you know, to Tom, there was no way that was going to happen.
And then Jim made a video about the situation like the next day or the day after or whatever. And it was the laziest freaking video I've ever seen in my life. Basically, he just went to the comment section and read them out. And it's like one of his biggest videos since his like Ghost Rider video. Like, you know, it's just, it's like, bro,
isn't that the Sticky Goose effect?
But it was like, I don't know if you guys know this commenter, Ugly Ewok. Dude, he's been with me since day one. This guy basically said that Tom and Jim Mint have about 5 more years of shelf life, where their brand. See, I have like a real life. Like I have a family, a real job, like a security. Like these guys, they're walking on thin ice, on eggshells. They have built their careers on paper comic books and whatever Jim Mint's doing. And they used me. Tom totally reinvented his image on me. Tom was basically becoming irrelevant. Well, not irrelevant, but he was kind of the bad guy. He recovered from the acetate gate stuff and the whatnot stuff a little, but like he basically galvanized his brand. Jim Mint did the same thing. He used me to get crazy views on multiple videos. When Jim Mint reinvented himself and got away from Tom, his first video was the Sticky Goose video. How many views? 20, 30,000 views compared to his omnibus crap. He was turning out 2,000, 3,000 views. I mean, he used me, which I was cool with. You know, I mean, Jim Mint and Comic Tom using me, hell yeah. But the more I think about it, it's just like, damn, dude, like that's kind of pitiful. I mean,
but isn't it social commentary? So it's like, it's like if there was someone else out there like you that obviously wasn't you, you would be doing the same. But are you saying because they're bigger channels, they shouldn't?
I use Jim Mint and Comic Tom. Dude, the acetate gate thing opened the floodgates. I mean, that changed everything. I wasn't there. I didn't see what happened. I reported on it. And basically, this is what happens. When you report on drama, it's different than creating the drama. So like when I'm making beef right here with Jim Mint, I'm going on my live stream saying, fuck Jim Mint. That automatically says that I'm the villain. He's the good guy. Sticky Goose is attacking Jim Mint. But if I can report on Jim Mint's wrongdoings, whether they be real or not, in some third-party situation, I can make myself be the good guy because it's like, hey, Jim Mint's over there doing something bad. Jim Mint's got big name, big whatever. That's the game. And people are doing that with me. That's the Sticky Goose effect.
Well, there's big views and gossip.
Yeah, 1,000, 2,000 channel views are getting, or 1,000, 2,000 subscriber channels are getting thousands of views. MJ, how many of your live streams have you talked about me? Every single live stream, you're talking about me. It's like you can't wait to get to the part where you're starting to talk about me. And that's where my kind of beef with you is. It's basically where it's like, there's your cash cow. Here's your lol cow. I don't know if you guys know who Chris Chan is. Basically, he's like this transgender guy who had sex with his mother. He was like this internet guy who basically got on live streams, got on whatever, and you could basically troll him or pick on him, and then he would overreact. Basically, I'm like becoming the lol cow where you're just like, let's milk this guy for all he's worth, and let's get views, let's get the Sticky Goose effect rolling, and that's what happens. So the problem is that you get the views elsewhere because you got the sticky haters, but they're not coming to watch my videos.
No, but to be fair, I mention you because you're relevant in this space, no matter what anybody says. And I know, mentioning just by I don't even have to put your name in the title.
Right.
I know that mentioning your name in a stream or a video, that the algorithm, the transcript picks it up, and people who search Sticky Goose will put that in there. I'm not ashamed to admit I do YouTube. I want people to view my videos, and just like everybody else, I find it disingenuous when people say they don't care about people viewing their content. They just want to come on here and hang
bullshit.
out.
Everybody
wants views.
If you're doing content, you want people to watch you. Simple as that. It's look at me. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. But I'm not a big believer. I don't like clout chasing. I'm not a big fan of that. And like there's a specific reason. I've talked about Sticky on my channel a lot of times during Insomniacs. Usually it's in the deep hours of the night where only the loyals are actually listening to what I'm saying. But I could take the easy way and just slap a freaking goose right on my freaking thumbnail or like write it in the freaking title. I don't like that because one, I'm gonna have him giving me, oh, look at me, you try to be me, you're trying to get my clout. I don't want any of that shit. I don't need the goose telling me, oh, I'm chasing his freaking feathers. I don't need that shit in my life. The other thing is, I like to be me. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
So, to each their own. It works. Clearly, listen, suddenly Comics, who's that old fucker that's in Britain over on your side of the pond? Well, what's his name? Suddenly Comics or Southern?
Oh, suddenly comics.
Talk about hypocrites and freaking cloud chasers. That guy, I didn't know he existed until I knew he existed. And now that I know he existed, I'm happy. I'm unhappy that I do. But that's a perfect example of a guy that just takes his name and basically just says, I'm going to run with it. I'm going to get myself a ton of views. And by the way, money is only about 50% of the thing in comics. That's the one thing we learned from his content.
That dude he cracked me up.
What a douche. I don't know. That just, he rose me the wrong way. He really does.
Yeah. Him and Comic Collector Geek say it's not about the views. It's not about the money.
Of course it is. But again,
no, I'll disagree with you. Comic Collector Geek always talks about the views.
Yeah, he wants the views.
He loves the attention. He's just as much of an attention whore as anybody else is. He loves it. He loves the attention. So I'll disagree on that one. He'll say that I'm not looking for drama while he's stirring up drama. That's talking out of two sides of your mouth. That's another thing altogether. But he loves the views, and he always looks for, like, he tells people to subscribe to him, like them, and et cetera, et cetera. By the way, did you tell everybody to like your channel while we're doing this stream?
No, me?
Yeah, you.
No, well, hit that like button.
Oh, you don't do that thing? You don't tell people to smash it and Hulk smash it and
I'm
kick
so
it in the
awkward.
mouth.
I hate doing that. I hate that whole thing.
I don't do that ever too, but I'm just saying, hey, listen, I'm trying to be a nice guest for you and tell people I like your freaking channel. They'll probably dislike my channel, but when I tell you that, I tell people to do that. But there you go, like MJ's channel.
But to be fair, both of your channels, I really enjoy watching your content. Both your channels, if I get a notification to say you've done a video, I'll watch it. I'll listen to it driving home, or I'll listen to it while I'm at work, or I regularly do those things for your channels because I respect both of you.
I think we're both honest. Yeah, I think we're both honest, and I think that's why we were lumped in the what is it, the most comedic. I mean, it's just I think
we're not comedic channels. Listen, you're a funny guy. I'm kind of funny too sometimes. Does that make us a comedic channel?
Am I funny? Am I joking?
No, but you get what I'm saying? Like, that's part of the problems I have with these award things. Like, they're not categorized right. They're not set right. You have guys that legitimately try their asses off to make comedic channels. That guy, Ricky, he legitimately tries to make comedic content. Like, his channel is a comedic channel. The Freaky Louie, the same thing. Whack Comics, the same thing. You have a ton of channels that they specifically make comedy content. Mm-hmm. It's one thing to be a funny dude and get people to laugh, and another thing to actually make content that's meant to be comedy. I would never want my channel to be called a comedy channel because that's not what it is. I'm more of a variety channel kind of thing. And you maybe you're more of a reporting channel.
I'm a drama channel.
Yeah, but the reporting is kind of drama, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the drama thing is the funniest shit. Like, people get so mad. They're like, I hate the drama. And I'm like, okay, it's such a broad generalization. Like, there's more complexity to it. Like Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, that's all drama technically. I mean, there's still like some journalism happening at the nugget. And like when I'm like making a controversial video, it's the drama is in the sense that it's like a hot take or like a not tried and true take, but that's perceived as drama. It's just stupid. But like when Fluffy is just like talking about like racism or getting mad about Taco Bell, I mean, that's not.
We'll get into that. It's a bit.
Well, no. Now he brought it up. So let's unleash the 400-pound gorilla in the room. Yeah, are you racist?
What's that? Am I racist?
Are you racist?
I think everybody's racist. to an extent. I mean, to say that you don't see color is a little disingenuous. I mean,
No, but for me, racist is a very strong word, and I think racist implies that you have hate for a person because of a certain ethnicity or of anything of sort of that. So, in that sense, I don't believe that you're racist.
no, I mean, I don't hate somebody for the color of their skin. I hate them for the content in their character. That's MLK. But
yeah, but is that considered as being racist? That doesn't consider that's being realist.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a painful realist. The problem is stereotypes are real. Stereotypes are a thing because there's some truth in it. Something that's comedic based around race often has to do with some sort of stereotype, where when you're talking about a Mexican person eating Taco Bell, it's not a particularly funny joke, but when you're talking about like a morbidly obese man in a kitchen eating Taco Bell who happens to be Mexican, I mean, that's kind of like, that's kind of like a stereotype. And then the problem is just you just throw racist in there. But
Do
you can't
feel that you're being branded that because you're being stereotyped as like maybe a redhead, redneck hillbilly guy from the South or something along that line? If you were something else, maybe you wouldn't be
absolutely
labeled that immediately.
Yeah, I mean, because I have a Southern accent, because I'm from West Virginia, you automatically, I'm the most hated person. I'm the most hated person in America. And I will argue that Appalachians are, if you watch any horror movie, who's the villain? Like, I mean,
they hate New Yorkers a lot too.
Well, yeah, but
yeah,
the Appalachians are like, I mean, we're dumb, we're poor, we're stupid, we're ignorant. It's uneducated. Like, that's like the stereotype. Does that necessarily have to do with race? No. Is it a form of bigotry? Yes. But race is to make fun of somebody's appearance or somebody's, mental handicap and stuff. I mean, it's kind of in poor taste, but it's funny.
Just want to give a shout out to Synthetic Panels for a $10 super chat. Thank you very much, buddy. Really appreciate it. Sorry to cut you off there, Sticky.
Oh no, it's just like Brian.
Here's the thing: it's got to be executed well. Okay.
Right. If I said the joke that Brian said, nobody would blink a freaking eye. The difference is he's trying to be a straight man. That's kind of came out wrong. He's like straight edge, where he's trying to play this role of, showing no partiality. The problem was Razor took some legitimate shots at him, and whether they be unfounded or founded, that's neither here nor there, but he took some shots at him personally. And I mean, to use the platform of the CBCA to take a shot at him is kind of crazy, but I mean, I get why I get what he did, but
I think
there's a time and a place for everything. If you wanted to have like an ongoing battle with Razor and have like an online thing going on, I get it. To use the award thing, like you said, you got to use some judgment when it comes to that.
Yeah, it was just not like, I would like to have seen like a bit, like a whole video of his, just like, going in on Razor or something like, but I mean, I don't know, like with him using like my roast clips or whatever, I didn't care because I'm a comedic channel, right? Like in comedic, and I'm perceived that way where, you can pick on me, you can talk shit, like that's part of it. But like some people, you can't do that. Like, it's not like, for me, like to talk shit about like a certain channel, like, or a certain channel to talk shit, it's like going against their character. And I think Brian went against his character
completely.
Well, I think especially with, if you're going to be the head or the figure front of the the comic book community awards, you can't really get yourself into these sorts of predicaments. And I think, to me, I mean,
unless that's who you are. Listen,
Oh,
if
yeah.
it was Sticky that was running that show,
oh Christ, yeah,
or hell, if it was me saying that, I've said a lot of crazy shit over the time in the streams. It doesn't come off. It comes off in a different way. You know what I'm saying? You know, to use that platform as a way to stick it to somebody you're having he took his victory lap and then stuck it to him again during his CBC Awards, where he had a larger platform. And one, it was a premeditated joke, which he should have thought it out better, making that joke. And two, he didn't realize there was so many people that caught the shrapnel from that joke. He has a lot of followers on that on his channel, and a lot of people that follow the awards that caught all the shrapnel from the razor attack. And you don't want to use a platform and attack somebody and have everybody else get hit by the shrapnel.
Yeah, I didn't consider that. I really just saw it from the perspective of a targeted attack against him, but I didn't take into consideration that people that
overall
could. And this is a diverse community. I mean, this is not just like the good old white boys group. Like this is not that. I mean, there's every type of person is represented here. I didn't take that into consideration. But from like a purely like, should you have taken offense to that? Like if I'm a Latino and I'm watching that, do I take offense to that?
I think the whole thing with race.
You know, somebody put that into context for me when I was discussing it with somebody. I don't remember if it was on a live or if it was off screen or whatever the case is. And they said it's like going to a black man and telling him, I'm going to send you KFC or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's that same kind of jab at a culture, at a race, at ethnicity, which, you know, it basically bugs. If, you know, people are very fucking sensitive to that. So one, if you're going to make a joke like that, it better be fucking funny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It better be funny, and it should be in context, and it should be on a platform where it's acceptable. You know, you can't be doing stuff like that, like in a unity type of format, like a CBC Awards or something like that, and then just like, you know, like I said, hitting everybody with the shrapnel on there. You know.
Just want to give a quick shout out to JSA Brooklyn for a $10 super chat. Really appreciate it, brother. But I mean, in terms of talking about racism and race, I find it extremely uncomfortable because, I mean, we're all three white males, so we'd never really.
Oh, I don't give a shit. I'll talk about anything.
I know.
I don't look at it in terms of colors. Okay. Mm-hmm. The same way everybody's got an axe to grind. I got my own axes to grind. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's got their own axes to grind. Everybody's got their history. Everybody's culture and everybody's ethnicity has its past, its history, and stuff like that. You want me to get you into Greek culture past? I could give you a freaking thing. So we all got our shit, and I could relate to just about every single person's, you know, pain of their history and that kind of thing. So talking about it for me is not a big deal. I don't look at it in terms of colors, white, black, green, whatever the hell it is. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make a difference. I'm looking at it just as far as understanding who you're talking to and who your audience is, and trying to make sure that you're not being malicious about anything. You know, and if you could possibly keep that way, and where everybody's just having a conversation without having to freaking get all nuts about things, then it's fine. But the problem is people immediately pounce. So why put yourself open? And you know, that's why I'm shocked that you actually did that video that was after that, kind of taking all the heat from Brian and taking it on to you. So like, because you're getting all the heat right now on that, because you know, it's more fun to attack you than to attack Brian.
I felt bad for him. I reached out to him and I said, my words were, "You're about to find out who your real friends are in the next 24 hours. And it was completely true because I mean, I knew there was going to be some heat, but I didn't realize. And honestly, I didn't want him to have to go through that. And honestly, I saw it as not only a, hey, let's help Brian out, but hey, this is an opportunity to weigh in on a very complex situation. And I'm going to say right now, Razor was racist way before this. He made comments about our stream. He said something along the lines of there were too many white people, not enough brown people on the stream. There was he made insinuations that I had rally flags in my and I don't know what kind of rally he's referring to.
I wanted to question you about those flags. What kind of flags do you have hiding in your garage?
I have no flags. I don't fly any flags. I mean, I don't know. Like, that's the thing. Like, is he saying like a Klan flag, or is he saying a MAGA flag? Is he saying a Confederacy flag? You know, what are you implying? Obviously, you're implying that I am somehow part of some sort of rallying racist cry. I mean, is that because I'm from Southern West Virginia? Is that because I'm a Southern white male?
It comes down to the whole stereotypes thing again, doesn't it? And
he stereotyped me as a racist.
But what I think, you know, I'll be honest with you guys, I feel really uncomfortable talking about racism and stuff like that, only purely because, like, I feel like we, as you know, us three white males, we've never really encountered it ourselves, and we can't really judge how someone would feel.
Again, like the whole, like, us three white males that can't understand.
No, I know. I'm just, but we how can we comment on something that we have not felt?
Because we're human beings.
No, I know we're human beings,
and we could comment on what we think as human beings. You know, listen, I grew up in New York. I still live in New York. Does it get more diversified than what it gets over here? Okay.
Yeah.
So I get along with freaking everybody. I got no problems with anybody. You know who I have problems with? The IRS. I hate them. You want to take my money? You're my enemy. You're the person I'm going to have problems with. You know, that's who my ex-wife, we'll get into that another day. That's for another story. But like, these are the kind of things that I have problems with human beings and their cultures and their backgrounds and stuff like that. I find it like, it's so weird that we can't have a conversation and we can't talk about stuff without feeling uncomfortable. I don't feel uncomfortable, but I feel bad that you have to feel uncomfortable to have that conversation.
No, I think it's an adult conversation, isn't it? I think, well, Sticky, you know me, right? If I feel like I offended anybody for anything, you said in your video the other day, don't apologize for anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I hear where you're coming from. Like, it's not a comfortable thing, and I would assume you're somebody that does not like confrontation.
Not in the best sense, but in terms for me, if I ever, like, you know, I went into this show thinking, you know, Sticky's got beef with me. I don't like knowing that somebody has got a problem with me.
Right.
Like it will play on my mind. I'm not that person. So for me, I would, like, if I felt like I offended you, what do you think I would do? I would come straight to you and say, listen here, man, if I've offended you, upset you, or pissed you off in any way, I'm sorry. And I feel like these things could probably just, as an adult, we could just get over this stuff. Like, you know, Brian could speak to Razor, you know, that's how I feel. But, you know, that's not how everybody feels. But I feel like these things could be easily dealt with by just being a bit more human.
Well, communication breakdowns are a huge issue. You know, I think some of the biggest issues are, you know, how different things are perceived, or how one of Razor's biggest problems with Brian, from what I heard, was he didn't respond quickly enough to him when he reached out. So it was like, that was very important to Razor, in a sense that his messages fell on deaf ears. So, like, from your perspective, like if you're communicating with somebody who you think has beef with, yeah, you want to settle it. Hey, let's talk this out. Your automatic response is not, hey, let me go make a video. Let me go. No, you want to settle a situation. So unfortunately, that's not how it goes. I mean, with everybody, I mean, a lot of people lick their chops and say, hey, this is an opportunity.
That's definitely evident. Like I'm saying, sometimes if you give a person an excuse, they're gonna run with it, no matter what. Clearly, Razor had an axe to grind. Okay, and what Brian basically did, either intentionally or unintentionally, probably unintentionally, to be kind of honest, because I know the dude. He's in his own world sometimes. He didn't pay attention to the chat or the IG or whatever the hell it is. And he's like, oh yeah, now I'm gonna fix you. I'm gonna freaking make a video and I'm gonna bash you about it. And that's basically what happens. As far as this whole thing with the back and forth, okay, yeah, it takes two to tangle. Razor had said a lot of offensive shit, very offensive shit to him. Mm-hmm. And then he turned around and hit him back with it. And I would have had less of a problem with the back and forth if it was done on any other platform other than when they're doing that award thing.
Yeah, it's just how different people use it. I mean, when I see something like that, I see opportunity. That's just how my mind works. I don't see that as like, because like when I talked to Alex, the comic book hoarder, and like I kind of had some beef with him over like the Bry's Comics thing. And, he reached out to me. He's a super nice guy. He's like, let's talk this out. I was like, let's get you on the live stream. Let's battle. That's how my mind works. I was like, let's make this content because, I mean, let's just face facts. I mean, most of us are not meeting each other. We're not like in-person friends. This is somewhat professional wrestling, what we got going here. I mean, this is just...
It's absolutely what we have here.
This is all this is. Like,
we have the staples, we have the villains, we have the heroes, we have the valets, we have the managers, we got everything, the announcers, the whole nine, everything. This is WWE circa 1984. That's basically what it is.
And I mean, I'm here for it. It just is what it is. And people catch some feelings, and you catch some feelings enough, like you're gonna get some traction. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, that guy's getting views. He's not building a community. He's not building his channel really, but he's getting views.
Yeah, for such a small channel, no disrespect to it, but he is getting very good views for that subscriber count. But what I will do is I will ask you, Sticky, how does it feel finally being a comic book community award winner?
Dude, it was hilarious. Like, I mean, I've talked so much crap about that awards. And then once, I don't know how I got nominated. Like, whoever like put me in as the funniest, like,
I think I nominated you.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, I don't know how many it takes to do that, but, and then when I saw it, I was like, oh, now we got to try to win. Cause we can't lose this election. It was funny. It was, to be honest with you, Brian is very professional when it comes to, getting the award to you and, how, and the fact that he didn't tell you that you won until the very night, he kept all that close to the cuff. I was like, damn, see, I thought I lost because
he didn't tell you a thing and you did all those videos, all that content for him without knowing a thing.
Yeah. He asked me once I was nominated as a finalist, whether I wanted to contribute. And, I told him yes. And I made that video. And to be honest, I've never made like a video without putting it up and like posting it, like, and then I just sent it to him. And, that.
Did you know he was going to edit it?
No.
Were you happy with the wonderful editing he did?
It was dreadful. I'll be honest with you. It was dreadful.
honestly, I just wish he didn't show any of it.
At all.
That was kind of what I sent it to him, and then after I sent it to him, I was kind of like, I kind of just wish he just don't show any of it, because it's not going to go over well. I mean, but
Well, that's a judgment call. If you and ask somebody like you that's going to put together, there's a reason why I don't submit videos anymore to that CBCA award thing. But when you ask a certain type of individual to put in there, you have to expect what kind of content they're going to provide for you. So if you're going to ask somebody to take the time and the effort to put together a video like that, I believe you should at least give them the courtesy of playing it the right way without editing the shit out of it and cutting it into pieces. You're the one that asked for it. Own it. Use it.
I just wish he had not shown any of it. And then, you know, my perfect timing of like releasing that like the day after, I mean, that was one of my better perfect timing opportunities. But
are you aware though that there's this comic book multiverse where you, from your roast videos, I mean, your roast videos, and you know, people, there's two sides of this comic book community, or you know, this space we share on YouTube. Are you aware that you've basically opened that up? Like, I never heard of Beyond Wednesdays until I started like getting to know you and stuff.
I mean, I probably know more comic book YouTube channels than just about anybody, because like, I mean, for years I've been watching, and
the watcher.
I'm the watcher. Like literally, like I mean, I'm not like religiously watching, but I'll like watch a video of somebody. I love new channels. I love channels with like under 100 subs or something, and like that fresh take, that new look. I get like goosebumps. I gotta stop saying chill bumps. I get goosebumps about it, because it's like, man, I just remember that feeling of like putting yourself out there. You know, you're scared. You don't know how people are going to perceive you. And then somebody that's like good right off the bat, like, oh man, dude, it's like a crazy feeling that somebody's just got like swag, or somebody that's got like confidence right off the bat. It's so cool. But yeah, I've watched a lot of these channels, and, you know, I definitely saw that there was the sticker people group, and then there was like others. And see, the reason I think I won this award, I think I split the vote. See, like there's like this one clique who's like the Freaky Louie clique, where it's, you know, the Dracula guy and Whack Comics and that team. And then there's like the all sorts of words clique, where it's like the Lettuce Comics and the
there's all cliques everywhere.
Yeah,
the Big B, the Comics Limited. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, there's that clique, which is, they're not sticker people. Like the sticker people are all like the Legion of Comics people, like where he like, I don't know how he did what he did, but he like got all these people to buy into that. I don't know. It's just kind of funny, but yeah, I was always fascinated by that group, because they never seemed to get any growth. Like it always seemed like they just kept putting out videos. And one of your guys, the Karate Kevin guy, Superpower Review. I remember thinking when you clipped that in the very beginning, he had like 3,000, 3,500 views. And when I was just starting, I was like, I'll never get there.
Yeah.
And he was and he had like that professional set and all that. And I was like, oh man, this guy's legit.
Shout out to my buddy Kevin.
And then he just stopped growing. Like I realized that like you get to like that 3,000, that 4,000 plateau, like it only can get you so far. You have to have something that just explodes.
You got to evolve.
Yes.
You got to evolve and improve, man. And like, you can't listen. Everybody starts. Well, I'm not going to say everybody. I'm going to say majority of people start off day one with that one subscriber on there, and they have shitty content for the most part.
And it's their family.
It's rough. It's you know, it's very crude. They're kind of feeling their way out. They kind of figure out who they are. The thing is, once you figure out who you are and the kind of content you want to create, you have to run with it, and you have to keep evolving and keep growing with it. If you keep doing the same thing and you keep doing new comic book day crap over and over again every single Wednesday, guess what? You're going to stay with 100 subscribers, and maybe you'll get 101 next year. You know, like that's basically where you're going to be. You're not going to really do anything with that.
And people catch like feelings with that, and I think it's tied with that, like keep it comics or keep keep your content comics. Where, I think a lot of people want that. I mean, they want that comic book content. A lot of people use that new comic book day type videos to see what they want to buy.
Yeah,
but I mean, pop culture philosopher, what's that guy's Robbie does it better. I mean, he's like established. He's that guy. Like, you got to find a different lane.
He's also got some charisma too. Let's be honest. You got to have charisma. You can't be like that stale guy. Listen, if you're going to be the most boring guy on earth and make content, you know what? Own it and be even more boring on purpose. You know, be the most boring guy on earth and make people want to watch you and say, "Why am I watching this guy? He's so boring, but I can't stop watching." You know, that's what you need to do. You have to learn your strengths and run with them.
What's wild to me is these guys that have really escaped whatever we're doing. See, like the guys like JDA and the Comics Gate guys, like that's a different crew. And then like the Comic Story and Comics Explained, Comic Tropes, like they've risen to this. I watched, who did I watch? Comics Explained, and he did an absolute Batman review. And I watched what he talked about. I watched how he did it. And I was like, I made a very similar type video. And this guy's getting hundreds of thousands of views. What's the difference? He wasn't necessarily more charismatic than me. He didn't even show his freaking face. No offense, CJ.
Hey.
But it was like he's been like respect, like he has like that respect of like his opinion matters.
But it's like
he's also established too. Yeah, let's be honest. He's established. He's been doing this for quite some time.
Yes.
And he's built a loyalty. And listen, I watch his content all the time. That's actually one of the channels that brought me into this wonderful, weird community that we're in. I started with the Comic Explains, the Comic Historians, the Comic Pops, these guys.
Yeah. And
the guy, whether you like his content or not, he has a formula and it works.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, get CJ or MJ.
No, sorry, you go, buddy. Go on.
I don't even remember what I was going to say.
I was just going to say, I think it's like that personality thing. I think that's what people draw you in. It's like you said, you did the same video as Comics Explained, and people are coming in for that personality. They're not coming through. They can see that video anywhere, and it's not necessarily who puts it out first either, because you could have put that absolute
Sticky can't do what Rob does from Comic Explained, and I'll tell you why.
But Rob knows pretty much like everything about comics, so doesn't
he? The reason why I say he can't do it is not that he can't do it. It comes off differently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because Rob is genuinely excited about anything he's doing on the thing. Like, he shows it. He's freaking, it could be the shittiest comic on earth, and he's so fucking excited about it. You can't help but to keep watching it. Sticky's not going to be excited about like a shitty comic that he's doing on a review. He's going to say, this is shitty. Like, to do that formula that Rob does, you have to have that kind of character where you're into everything. And the guy is into like 99% of the stuff that he's reviewing on there. Can you see yourself being old cheerleader like Rob is?
No, I did those videos, and honestly, it felt so wrong. Like it felt wrong. Like when I was making these, it felt like those comic book videos that I was like reviewing. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? This isn't who I am. Like my videos are opinion pieces. My videos are, what I actually think about something, or I want to tie in some like non-comic book ideal into this culture. And I mean, that's who I am. That's my space. And it just felt weird. And obviously the audience didn't gravitate towards it.
So do you think there's a
No.
shelf life for the content that you're putting out?
100%. I just, the thing is, I have no repeatable content. Like,
You something that you could do weekly. Like,
yeah. If the drama dries up, or, you know, I mean, that's why, like, you know, I took like 7 or 8, 9 days off, or, I mean, I had there's no inspiration. Like, I mean, I had.
So why don't you know the top 10 comics? Why don't you go on doing a video weekly bashing them?
Yeah, I mean, I could do the not top 10. I mean, that's a thing.
Yeah.
And that definitely, but to me, that seems like work.
Yeah.
When I make,
you're also capable. You're capable of actually putting together some evergreen content.
Oh, for sure. When I made the Razor Taco Bell reaction video, like, I was excited. Like, I was like, you know, I'm like, I was like driving home from work. I'm thinking of like the script. I want to think, you know, things I want to say. And then, I'm like, okay, I can't wait to get home so I can make this video. Like, the thought of like, hey, let me make a not top 10 video. I'm like, oh my God. Like, it just doesn't speak to me. And I mean, I have other ideas in my like little notepad, but I'm like, man, is this going to hit? Like, it's so discouraging to make a video that doesn't hit, especially when you put a lot of effort or thought into it. It's hard.
Do you be like me? Don't give a shit. Be like me.
I don't know how you can't do that though.
Listen, clearly I care about views. Like, if nobody viewed anything on my channel, I wouldn't make as much content as I do. I still make stuff because I'm crazy like that. But clearly the kind of views I get don't matter because of the copyright shit I get consistently on my channel.
Yeah, that's because you keep throwing all those clips in there, isn't it?
But then I wouldn't be me, right? I'm hoping MTV one day will come back and they'll say, "Hey, look at this maniac. We need a midnight show. Maybe we'll get this maniac to come on and do a midnight show for us." You think that'll ever happen? MTV will be back and say, "Hey, we need another disc jockey." No?
Maybe, I don't know. Alex, thank you very much. Appreciate the super chat, buddy. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. So, Sticky, let's just get this over with, right? Let's get this over with, right? Okay. Let's squash the beef. What is the beef with me? What is it? I know you alluded to earlier about me mentioning. I won't mention you in any of my videos again now.
Oh no, that's not what I'm talking about. I love it. That's part of my narcissism. I'm like, oh man, they're talking about me.
They're talking about me.
No, it's like, honestly, I honestly, it's not a beef more than just like a, man, like, what happened? Like with the Jim Mint thing, like, I just felt like, the next thing you know, you got like a gym next to your name. You're like
CJ's got a gem.
I know you guys are both like members.
No, but I don't buy them. They give them to me.
Okay, well that checks out. I feel like MJ bought his.
Yeah.
Dude, I hate membership.
But can I be truthfully honest here, right?
Okay.
If you had membership for your channel, I would do the same.
Well,
because like I know this space is technically virtual or whatever, but I perceive you guys to be friends.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. I just I don't know. I felt like it was just ass kissing, or I don't know. It just didn't feel. It felt wrong, and especially with this, how I felt with him, I was like, man, this guy, he's just a follower. Like, he's just like, hey, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna get a Jim Mint next to my name. I'm like, oh, fuck that.
Right. So, I am a follower. I admire your channels. Like, I'm a very small channel. It's very difficult, especially being over in the United Kingdom, to have any traction in terms of, especially in America. And I look up to you guys. I look up to CJ. I think CJ is an incredible interviewer.
I could be.
If you,
When I grow up, maybe.
but yeah, sorry, no. So that's the beef because I've got a gem.
Well, it was other things that we had alluded to as well. It was just like, I'm like, dude, come on, like. You got to talk about. You always talking about your boy. It's like you're milking me for all I'm worth. I'm like, come on, bro, sir.
No, okay. No, I fully take that on board. And
Does that mean you officially like me more than him now?
Do I like you more than him?
Yeah, well, now because like you didn't say you
No,
have
you
beef with
guys.
me.
No, you guys. Real talk. You guys were like the only people that like reached out after the Comic Tom shit.
Are you
So I
serious?
was like,
but I mean, like that Daniel, right? I'm talking to Daniel here. I'm not talking to Sticky Goose, right?
okay, let me take.
How many times?
Make him cry. Make him
No,
cry.
I was gonna say, how many times did I message you asking if you were okay?
A lot, to the point
A
it was
lot.
like, are you like my high school girlfriend? Like, dude, you like texted me too much.
But mate, that is me. Unfortunately, I'm
know.
sorry. That is I tried to look out for everybody. Like I've not met anybody in this space that I haven't liked yet.
Yeah, that's fishy.
You think that's fishy?
Yes.
Well-
Yeah, I don't see how you cannot like it.
No, but I mean, when I say what I'm trying to say is when I've had one-to-one on my channel. I'm not talking about other videos that I've watched where people have done stuff. There's plenty of things where I don't like other people's content, but all I'm trying to say is when I've had a sat down and a one-to-one, everyone's been amicable and nice. Even the notorious Sticky Goose melted.
Yeah, but I mean, there's obviously problems you have with me. Like when you're, I mean, you and I are very, very different people. I mean, I'm more of a confrontational person. I mean, I'm not Mr. Nice Guy. Like I mean, I don't always, I mean, I'm not somebody that sees the good in everybody. I'm kind of somebody that's like skeptical of people because I don't trust many people. And that's
No, I understand that.
Proven time and time again. I mean, the shitters in the chat right now. I mean, there's people in here that turned on me in a fucking blink of an eye. And I don't, I mean, I have no reason to trust anybody in this space. And, I mean, I realize you having me on, but at the same time, I mean, it's views. You're using me. I mean, you put in the thumbnail. I didn't even know what the fuck was happening. Like it was like a versus, like were you going to attack me? Like, what was this? Like I'm about to go on that Smut King guy, S Vaughn 82. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to expect. I mean, that guy is just literally like the guy you buy porno from. He's got like a tongue ring. Like he used to be a dope head. Like, I don't know what I'm getting into, but I mean, I'm anticipating an attack.
No,
so like,
but that's just in your nature, though. That like,
yeah.
Did you think we were going to attack you tonight?
Well, you sort of did. I mean, CJ was straight up asked me if I was a racist.
Well, did you expect anything else from me?
No.
God. Yeah, but I mean,
That's what I do.
Yeah. So okay. So how are we going to squash this, Daniel?
Well, no, my thing is just MJ. Like, there's no way that you're gonna like everybody that comes on this freaking channel. Like,
no, I know that. I'm just saying, I've done what, I don't know, 15, 17 interviews, something like that. There's not been one person that I don't feel like I could talk to again.
Why didn't you make the Venom interview Jason Parker, and you made it Venom? Like, you didn't promote Jason Parker. He's not the draw. Like, it was like you used Venom and not him. Like with this, you like flip the script. You put my stupid ass face on there. You're like, okay, I'm gonna milk this dude. I'm gonna make, you know, you used the picture of me looking like a retard.
The Jason Parker thing was a Venom free review.
Yeah, I know, but it was just weird that you wouldn't like. There was no mention of Jason Parker on there.
That in hindsight, I apologize to Jason for that. I've already well, my wife is kicking in there, but I've already interviewed Jason on the channel. But
Sticky, in all honesty, I didn't even know what the fuck we're gonna talk about today with the verse.
yeah.
I didn't know if I didn't know if it was gonna be like some kind of us piling on you.
Yeah.
The two of you humiliating me for not having a CBCA award. I didn't know what was going to happen here. All I know is that he versed us all. Well, you know what? Fuck you. I have a Dundee.
Right? But
do you have a Dundee?
I've got a Dundee, yeah.
Well, I got a Dundee and it has candy in it too. How do you like that?
No, but no, that you know, again, in hindsight, I didn't really prepare well for this. I only really sorted out the questions this morning, so my apologies for that.
That's okay. He said I'm gonna write questions. You write questions. I'm like, no, I don't do that. I don't write questions. I'm off the cuff kind of guy. I'm not question guys. Did we get through all your questions, by the way, on this interview?
There's only one more for the end.
Did we hit him all in the right order, the proper British order that you wanted us to hit him in? Because like I don't want to like crumple your feathers.
We went from one. We did 1, 2, and we went from 2 to 4, and we had to go back to 3 just before the end. But that's I mean, you know, doing these interviews, you do have to do a little bit of prep, but luckily I know you guys already and I know everything that's really going on. But Sticky, what is next? What is your what are you aiming to achieve?
Wait, hold on. We were just going ahead and not attacking another freaking thing in the corner of the room. This is the 800-pound gorilla in the room.
Oh.
How do you feel about accepting an award? How do you feel about accepting an award from a agency, a award agency that has been sponsored by a rat, and that has happened to have that same rat in the panel? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, and the rat apparently is already in that S. Vaughn pierced tongue guy's ear. Like they're like best friends, and I'm going in there like a freaking ambush. I mean, the rat, like I
didn't realize that.
Yeah, he sponsored the awards. Dude, the rat used his platform to just go over there and sell. The rat is even scummier than I thought. He's just going on selling on Whatnot. Like he just built up an audience to go sell on Whatnot. To be honest with you, the whole I didn't understand what like paying for the awards or sponsoring the awards were. Like now I kind of understand where it's like, I'm going to sponsor an award next year because I feel like I need to pay it forward because Brian bought this damn statue and sent it to me. I kind of feel obligated. But as far as the people that are in there and how they all turned on Brian, the shit is hilarious. Like the circumstances guy, the rat, who else have you turned on him?
No, I've always given Brian shit. Listen,
dude,
I've always given Brian shit for the longest time. And if you go back in the history of every time there's a CBCA awards, I always have given him shit. And the other thing is, I don't want that to be clear. I don't have a problem with Brian personally. I just hate the way he runs the awards. There's a difference. Well, and the other thing I will say about this is I went from having a disdain for the awards, and I just become abusive of the awards on my content, where I straight out embargoed it when I saw the rat was a sponsor. I made a point. I will not talk about it whatsoever during the award. I did not want to give it any attention. I didn't want to give it any additional views because of me and that kind of thing, because of that rat. That was the reason why I went silent up until the day after the awards happened. I didn't even mention it on my channel.
But in terms of going on Tap Vaughn's channel, then if you're worried that it's an ambush, do you not? I mean, you like. I want. You want to. I was going to say you are like you're confrontational, so you should be able to.
let's make a viral moment. I mean, that was like Jason Parker messaged me before I went on this, and I was like, I'm going to give MJ a viral moment. I'm going to give him what he wants.
Is that why you got your top off?
Yeah. And I was like, I mean, it's obviously what you want. I mean, and the S. Vaughn guy, like he wants to get me on so he can get some views. He's tired of peddling smut. He doesn't want to be labeled the porn guy. I mean, who would?
But so I invited you on here, like, because I thought you were my friend.
Well, we're friends to an extent.
To an extent, okay.
We're not friends.
It's you know, it's just like CJ's like not a Goose sympathizer. I mean, he's there.
Yeah, I'm here, but you telling everybody we're friends. You know what kind of heat that brings on me?
Exactly. You don't want that smoke,
dude. You say it doesn't matter whether we're friends or not. You just put heat on me for no reason, and I have my own heat. I don't need your Goose heat to be on me. You know, I got Journey heat on me. You know, like there's a different kind of heat, and now I got Goose heat. Oh, you're his friend. You sympathize with him. Dude, I'm probably the most even keel guy you could probably see. Like I'm a logical guy. If you do something I don't like, I'm going to tell you I don't like it. If you do something I like it, I'm going to say I like it, and that's it. That's how I look at it. This world is too freaking. This life is too short to make vendettas and agendas against people in a YouTube fake community. You know, that's the way I look at it. I'm simpatico with everybody. That's how it goes.
But you know, I was just gonna say, Sticky. You know, when I mention you in other lives and interviews and stuff, you know I'm championing you, don't you?
For sure. Yeah, you're not going against me. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, but so it's not like you know, I'm not trying to. I always like I'm a Sticky Goose apologist, aren't I? But as CJ would say, but yeah. So why do you have beef with Gem Mint now then? Because Gem has been nothing but nice to you.
Wait, he didn't address.
That's not true.
No, he didn't address the question I asked him. You think I forgot? How do you feel about the fact that you got an award that was sponsored by the freaking Rat?
Okay.
Honestly, I didn't even think about it. I mean, honestly, I put all the sticker people on the level of the Rat. I mean, to be honest. Was it specifically sponsored by Durs? Like that was
nothing. That it's sponsored by loads of people. So like DJ Link sponsors, Rob Fat Stacks, Legion of Comics. They all put.
I don't mind. All the other people that were sponsoring it, even Legion that was sponsoring his own award. I don't mind any of that. The Rat, that's where I took I took a stance on. Once I saw a Rat sponsored award, I would have distanced myself from that name and that brand completely if I was doing a community unifying award ceremony. That's the way I look at it.
Dude, and if I got nominated, I'm going to win.
Well, I was expecting you to give a speech about how you denounced it because the Rat was a sponsor and all that stuff. And I didn't hear any of that. I would have freaking went ballistic. That's probably why I didn't win, because nobody wants to hear my acceptance speech. But
well, no, I didn't think I was actually going to win. I thought the Freaky Louie guy was going to win because I thought the sticker people reach was too much, but it's not. I mean, the sticker people only have about 50 or 60 votes in them, and that's all you can get out of it. To me, I don't know. I don't know how many votes it takes to win anything, but
I don't know. They never publicly released the.
Yeah, they got to release those numbers, bro.
Yeah, that'd be full transparency. Everyone loves transparency. DJ Link said the awards were sponsored before Ratgate.
Yeah, they could have found a different sponsor and replaced them.
Yeah,
no, I want to be provocative. I want to do stuff. Like the people in the chat, like being my critics, you have an opinion. You know, I mean, you're watching, you're tuning in. I mean, there's 67 people in here.
I think that's the most I've ever had.
Yeah, a Bueller freaking thing. Nobody's watching that shit. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, guys, but you're tuning in because I'm the guy. It's the Sticky Goose effect. This is what you want. Darth Lopez, all of y'all, JSS Brooklyn. It's what you want. That's why you've been here for an hour and 45 minutes.
Wait,
Don't
that's
say
what they
you
were
don't
here for
want
me.
Dude. The Sticky Goose effect. I got how many thousands of views did I get on Karen's pages? How many thousands of views did I get for freaking Suddenly Comics? How many thousands of views did I get for Jim Mint? 15, 20,000 fucking views. And he comes on my channel drunk as a skunk, acting a damn fool. And then he goes on there and he's trying to show porno on my fucking channel, trying to get me canceled.
So that live show, so that live show that we had with Jem, then you didn't enjoy that?
Yeah, it was fun, but I mean, I basically made fun of his ass the whole time.
Yeah, we all did. It was hilarious. Like,
yeah, but he had to get drunk to come on that show because he knew he couldn't match the energy. Like,
no, he'd already been drinking, obviously.
Well, here it is. Jem's a completely different energy guy. Completely different energy guy. I've been on lives with him before myself, and you got to change the way you approach the interviews with you. Like, Sticky's got a different energy. You got a different energy, and you got to know how to be able to balance each other out in one way or the other. You know, but making fun of a guy that has prostate problems, it's not. It's not not okay.
Well, CJ, I've seen your stream, CJ, for like 7-9 hours. I don't see you go to the toilet, man. So I don't know what you're doing.
Well,
he's got a diaper on.
You don't worry about my diaper, right? We don't talk about that publicly. That's when we're not friends, all right?
So you don't, Sticky, you don't think there's any way that you can rebuild a relationship with Jem Mint?
It's just part of the game. I mean, it's another thing. I mean, if we make friends, it's another video. If that's another storyline, it's kayfabe. I mean, it's professional wrestling at this point. I mean, this is all I have. I mean, I can't make a review about my favorite fucking comic books. I can't make a review about what I bought or what I think about certain comics. This is what I have. So if I'm going to keep doing this, I'm going to keep stirring the pot. I'm going to keep picking fights. I mean, that's all it is. I mean, until I get totally tired of it, but I'm addicted to this shit. I'm addicted to the reactions, specifically the negative ones. I mean, the hate is, oh my God, dude, it's like a drug. I mean, I am totally sober. I have been sober for coming up on 2 years. And
do you think that searching for that negativity in the comments and stuff is replaced that addiction? Or I'm not saying that you're an addict or anything, but like, gives you a bit of that buzz.
It definitely gives you a buzz. It's more of like a rush, like more of an upper. It's, dude, for somebody to have those strong of an opinions and just hate your guts, it's like wild. It's crazy. And then you go on any live stream in the community and they're talking about you, and it's like, oh my God, dude, it's addicting. And I mean, and I'll make a video and I don't even think anybody's going to care. And then they just go crazy.
All right. So you could understand how much people hate this guy. Okay. I'm going to get hate on my next live. I assure you I will get hate, or next time I show up on any other stream other than this, just by association, guilty by association. That's how much, that shows how much heat this guy gets. I don't know how you absolve yourself from it. It's got to be the British thing. But me, I get heat every single time I say something positive about him. Oh, you're protecting him. I say something negative about it. It's not toxic enough.
Mm-hmm.
You go on a stream with him. Oh, you're friends. You're buddy.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? like what the fuck? You got the weirdest type of heat I've ever seen on any of these platforms. And I'll tell you something. You're aiming too low, my friend. If you're going to be roasting and you're going to be going after, You can't be going after, the Gem Mints and the Toms and all that. You got to go for the top, man. You got to go after the Rob Comic Explain guys. You got to go after these guys.
I tried Nerdrotic. Like I tried the anti woke guys, like the
try harder.
I know, but it's dude, the Comicsgate people are different energy. Like
they'll get you.
Oh, EVS, that guy he's not right. And like with that JDA thing, making him like a slug, and they have like a doll of him, and I'm like, bro, I can't go this far. Like, and I don't think I want the Comicsgate smoke, to be honest. And like to go on a live stream, you think the Comic Tom live stream was bad? If I go on a live, if I somehow get on there with EVS, oh my God. I mean, I don't stand a chance.
I don't know. If you get on their radar in the wrong way, it's war.
Mm-hmm.
It is straight. Like you can't back off at that point. Mm-hmm. It's like straight. Like you got to go back and forth, tit for tat, and be willing to take all the shots that they're going to give, because they're going to keep coming and keep coming and coming. They don't stop. They're relentless. Well, but Rob from Comic Explain is a good person to attack, because he's a nice guy, so he will fight back.
Well, Yellow Flash and JDA, like they're watching me because I'm anti-woke. I mean, that they see my my conservative sensibilities, and they're like, okay, this Sticky Goose is based, and I'm like, okay, they're with me, but like part of me just does. And as far as like you say, I'm not shooting high enough. The Comic Tom and the Gem Mint, like that being the pinnacle, is just I kind of feel like I'm good there. Like, like I hear what you're saying. Like to go after the Comics Explain, like I don't know.
Go big or go home. That's the way I look at it. Like what the hell?
Comic Tropes guy. Oh my God. No offense. That was the most boring live stream ever on your shit, dude.
With the interview I had with him?
Yeah, he is a boring guy. I felt bad for you.
It's a shame, because I generally find some of the stuff that he does really, really interesting.
It's quite a compliment, though.
And there's a lot that I could talk to him about. It's a shame. That's actually, I think, one of the lowest viewed interview thing I've ever done, which is shocking, considering how large of a channel he is.
See, that's the thing. Like, I don't know who the viewers are. Like, there's this whole viewer set that we are not tapped into. Like, our viewers are the CGC people. Like, I finally realized all of the family tree from the Gem Mint and the Comic Tom, it's all trickled down from like the CGC tree. Like, the CGC collector, the comic book collector type. That's what we are, because there's the Comicsgate, there's the people that are just interested in the comic stories. Like they want to be knowledgeable before they go see the movie or something like that. Or there's just the guys that are crazy into the lore. Like that's not what our community here is. Our community is really kind of like the buy, sell, trade, Comic Cons, stuff like that.
DJ Links is bitter about not winning Best Editing Comic Tropes.
Like I got my thoughts about that as well.
Genuine DJ Links is great at editing, to be fair.
There's some kind of weirdness going on with that. As far as the kind of audience we get, I get the random maniacs that join me on my streams, but I have different type of time slots than everybody else. So
You're just like up all night.
Yeah, well, it's inevitable that I'm going to get some different kind of crowds that other
with people that are literally like completely out of their mind.
Yeah, well, that's my audience. Okay, I need those people. We all got our thing. That's my thing.
Yeah, you're in there with the freaks.
I've been on his show, on his Insomnia.
See, case proven.
That's what I said.
I guess I'm a freak.
Everybody's a freak in some way or another.
No.
And that's
you also.
it's just, dude, the people in your chat, like, it's the same faces, like they just talk the same shit, like they don't say anything new, like it's so funny.
What, in my chat, or like in general in YouTube?
Well, they come to my chat or my chat or my comments to troll. I mean, they just say the same shit.
But I would have said that my chat were pro Sticky mostly at a certain point. I'm guessing. I don't know, but maybe not. I think a lot of people, judging from the comments, it's the Gem Mint stuff, isn't it? A lot of
whoever thinks I'm funnier than Sticky, put a 1 in there.
I don't do that. That's a lot of ones.
That's a lot of ones.
What Sticky, in that moment, what were you feeling?
When the 1 started coming, or
when he did that,
like that I got ass raped. I mean, it was just like I lost my chat. I mean, I lost my. I mean, it's humiliating. Like it's the ultimate humiliation. I didn't even anticipate something like that. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like I'm still so green to like the internet and YouTube and message boards. Like, dude, these trolls, like everybody accuses me of being king troll or whatever. Dude, these trolls, bro, they've lived on the internet for years. Like this figure drawing guy. I mean, he's lived in his mom's basement since birth. I mean, it's like they don't. I mean, I can't compete with that. Like I went to school. Like I became a doctor. Like I lived that life, and then I just got into this shit just for fun. Like this is. I'm not even on the same level as these trolls. I'm trying to play catch up.
Yeah.
I find it more shocking that you let it get to you.
Well, I want people to like me at the end of the day. I mean, that's just
but I've seen you lean into, like, I'm not gonna go back into that, but like I've seen you take a lot of the stuff people said about you, and like you made whole videos of mocking people that are making fun of you on your own comments. So like I don't know. I don't really like. I don't get it why you let that get to you.
I think at the core, I mean, I've talked about it. I didn't want to be disliked. I mean, I wanted to be liked, but after the strap-on thing, I was just like, fuck it. Let's just lean into it.
All right. So since we're saying that, then who are you then? What do you want to be here on the web? But like what
what's next for Sticky Goose? What do you want to be?
Yeah, like what do you want people to perceive you as the Sticky Goose?
That's the first thing I asked Tom. That's the first thing I asked everybody. I guess I asked that question because I subconsciously want them to ask me that.
Okay.
I mean, the ultimate goal is for me to not have to do a real job. I mean, the goal from the very beginning was for this to be an outlet that I could monetize. I could be dramatic. I could, be wild, be crazy, be funny, and like not have to do like a 9 to 5. I mean, that was the goal. I mean, my goal is not to, and people see, that's the thing with Tom. Like there's a part of him that plays this thing of him being some sort of ambassador to comics. Like I don't have any delusions that I'm like an influencer leading people to comics, or like, I want to be an entertainer. I want to have built up an audience that is showing up for not, it's whatever the content is. Like, obviously I can't get as big as a PewDiePie, but like a PewDiePie makes a video of him like going somewhere, and that's like 1 million views. Like I wanted that, but it's just, it's not possible. I'm not entertaining enough. I'm not good enough. Like I'm not good enough for that.
See, that's a very defeatist type of attitude. that kind of puts you in the same position that I hear a lot of the sticker people that you've labeled saying the same thing. I'm not big enough. I don't know how, I'm not good enough. I can't pull. Everybody's good enough and everybody has the ability to do so. It's just about time. Because this takes, if you're going to go all in, it takes a lot of time. You know that very well. It takes a lot of time. It takes some money, and it takes a lot of effort.
Yep.
You know, and you got to have a couple components. You have to have a thing. There has to be a thing about you, and you have to have a little bit of charisma. Not a lot. You can have a little bit and go a long way with a little bit. You can't have no charisma. Well, if you have those things, you can do things, but it really comes out how much you want it.
Well, one of my biggest trolls here, Leper Colony, he's accused me of being a PDF before. He says, "What if you offered your audience content with any value, like any at all?" And I mean, I would argue like, so let's bring back Comic Tom again. What Tom is offering his audience is speculation. He's offering them financial information. He's offering them entertainment, excitement.
What the fuck?
I don't know what happened then. I think it's because it reached 2 hours or so. I don't know. I haven't.
Yeah,
what the hell?
Sorry about it, but I don't know what happened then. Apologies.
It's just basically like, what am I offering? The only thing I really want to offer, and I think I have to offer, is some form of entertainment. The problem is it's not really escapism. It's more of like getting trapped, not trapped. I don't know how to describe it. It's not like I'm not providing escapism entertainment. I'm just offering straight up drama, just of like people getting mad, either me getting upset, somebody else getting upset, something bad happening. That's what I offer.
Well,
curious what that means. I didn't think at all. I just read a fast comment. I don't even know who said it, but I saw somebody said that. I didn't think at all.
Well, you
see, that's basically what's going back to what I was talking about. It's probably the fact that I'm on a stream with you right now, having a conversation, and not yelling at you and berating you. That people have a different outlook on what's going on. For some reason, I can't have a conversation with people without having it turn into a thing.
Well, that's the effect, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but you know what? I own it.
Yeah,
that's fine.
So I have to. It's past midnight now for me, so I'm gonna. If you don't, gentlemen, don't mind, I'm going to end the stream if that's all right.
Tired?
Perfect timing.
No, I try to stick to about 2 hours. Don't do a CJ and do 9-7 hours. But no, I appreciate Sticky. I appreciate you coming on, buddy. You've been very, very, very honest, and I think people in the audience appreciate that. And CJ, you've been the best bad cop ever.
Have I?
Compared to me, I've been a terrible good cop. I'm practically crying over her.
I told you I was here to be the best cop, not a good cop or a bad cop. Am I even a cop?
Oh, you're
detective.
Not a RoboCop.
I'm a private detective. I'm a dick.
The biggest one going.
There you go.
No, I appreciate it. I hope everybody in the chat has enjoyed tonight. Sticky, please carry on what you're doing. Try and do what makes you happy. And like the content that you produce, make sure that it's good and like it's what you want to do, not what you feel like your audience wants. Even though that's what people seem to want. So, and thanks for coming on with your shirt off. I appreciate that.
It was my pleasure. This might be a new thing. This might just be the new me.
The naked you?
That's the new me. I have a chemical imbalance. I mean, that's the thing. Like, Everybody's asking in the chat, like, he's a crazy mental case. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm definitely off. There's something wrong, but I'm doing the best I can.
Well, it's all you can do, isn't it? The best you can. So.
That's all I can do.
So your mental case, a narcissist.
Come on.
A sticky goose. What else?
Bald as fuck.
Maniac. Bald. Bald's too easy.
White.
But,
straight.
The worst thing about Sticky Goose is he plays Magic the Gathering. Adios.
I agree.